Well, Happy New Year, and perhaps it's time to make a resolution if you're a parent to resolve to be a little more vigilant of your children's wireless online activity. Certainly a lot going on in that space these days, and with us to talk about that is Matt Gerst, who is the Director of State Regulatory and External Affairs here at CTIA. And Matt, thanks for being with us.
John, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about some of the key issues out there. It's a big world of wireless, as we know, and kids are becoming increasingly more interested and better equipped with devices. What are the big issues for parents these days?
Well, we want kids to be responsible wireless users, and we know that parents are usually the best way to do that because they teach their kids how and when to use wireless devices. But parents sometimes are challenged to find the right information. So we put together a whole website called growingwireless.com that puts all this information in one place. And all the hot topics that you hear about, cyberbullying, sexting, privacy, they're there. But what's really important that we put together is parental control tools. And for the first time, we've pulled together all of our member companies' parental control tools into one place to make it easy for parents to find what our member companies are offering so that they can help monitor what their kids are doing online, particularly on their wireless devices, limit when and how they're using their wireless devices, and hopefully help them ease them into being more effective and responsible wireless users.
You mentioned growingwireless.com, the website. Just what is it providing? What's it doing for parents?
Right. Well, what we're really providing to parents is choice and control, right? So it's up to the parent to figure out what's right for my family, because each kid is different, as we all know, and each family is unique in the tools that they need. And so what parents really need to know when they're looking at a smartphone, for example, for their kid, is to realize that there are basically two levels of tools that you can be looking at. The first level, there are the service providers offer certain features. You can limit the calls, texts, time of when the device is being used in order to, and actively monitor the service. But then there's also another level on the actual device, on the phone. Password protections, privacy settings, filters on web browsers, all these things are actually baked in and built into devices. So it's important for parents to realize that there are essentially two different ways to tackle parental control tools, but that we're putting all this information in one place on growingwireless.com.
You just talked about some of the tools that are available on Growing Wireless. Specifically, what would be some of those options that I have, and how do I put them into practice as a parent?
Sure. So let's say you start off your day and you drop your kid off at school. They spend the whole day at school. They get home. They're supposed to be doing their homework. They have an after-school activity. And they maybe want to have some free time at night. Well, how would you manage that day? The tools that we provide allow you to do that. So maybe you want to restrict access during the day while they're in school, so they're paying attention to the teacher rather than texting with their friends. Maybe after school you want to be able to pick them up or have them communicate with you, so you allow the phone to be able to make calls or text at that time. And then maybe, let's say, bedtime's 9 o'clock for kids in middle school age, and you want them to not be texting with their friends all night, so you limit that feature as well. You can also limit who they're texting. So you can decide, is there a pre-approved list of people in your family, their friends that you want to make sure that they're communicating with, and not maybe necessarily meeting people that you don't know. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do it, but we're trying to design tools around the everyday practices that parents have to think about.
You mentioned cyberbullying just a little bit ago, and unfortunately there are a lot of episodes of that occurring around the country. What can the industry do, or what can we do on the website that would help parents and maybe help young people understand about the dangers of cyberbullying and give people exact measures they can take to try and diminish it?
Yeah, but the one thing about cyberbullying is that bullying's bullying, right? And so what the focus there is to try to educate kids about how to use their devices in positive ways, and not necessarily to get involved in some of the tit-for-tat things that you see in the schoolyard and use their devices or use wireless in a way that harms other people. So what we're really looking at is trying to educate parents about these issues and then provide them the tools with how to help prevent those sorts of situations.
So if I'm a parent and I'm looking for that resource, obviously growingwireless.com can be that for me. What do you want a parent to know about the website and about the kinds of tools that we're providing them?
Well, just like the wireless industry, parental safety and control is an evolving issue, something that we're constantly working to improve, to give parents the tools that they need. And growingwireless.com provides a lot of the information, but we're constantly updating it with new information. So want to make sure parents keep checking the site for new information that might be helpful to them. But importantly, it's important for parents to recognize that kids actually want rules. We found they expect that this is the trade-off for the freedoms that they get from wireless. So parents shouldn't feel uncomfortable talking to their kids openly about how they're going to be controlling or monitoring the types of technology that they're using, particularly because wireless is so mobile, and parents need the ability to be able to work with their kids and find out what works for their unique situation.
Well, Matt, thank you once again. And again, the website is growingwireless.com, a great resource for parents when it comes to options and tools that you can use right now to ensure increased and improved online safety in the wireless world for your young person. So, Matt, thanks again.
Absolutely. Thanks, John.